No Depp, no pirates. The fan movement shaping the future of the Disney's swashbuckling saga. When Johnny Depp first stumbled, swaggered, and slurred his way onto the cinema screens as the Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl in 2003, audiences did not just meet a pirate, they meet a phenomenon. Depp's eccentric performance, inspired by the rock legend Kitch Richards, turned what was expected to be one Disney adventure into the multi-billion-dollar juggernaut. But in the years following Dead Man Tell No Tale in 2017, Disney charted a course without its most famous captain. Rumors of the reboots, spin-offs, and the recast sparked outrage, culminating in a fan-led movement that has since become one of the most persistent slogans in the entertainment. No Depp, no pirates. This recalling and rallying cry has not only trended across the social media but also influenced how Disney approaches the franchise. Producers like Jerry Bruckheimer and the communicate with the public and how Depp's legacy is formed. This article explores the origin, evolution, and the impact of the movement, and what is the reveals about the relationship between the Hollywood, its stars, and their audiences. The seeds of No Depp, No Pirates were sown in 2018 when reports emerged that Disney was developing a reboot of the Pirates franchise without Depp. At the time, his personal life was under intense scrutiny, with the legal battles and the tabloid controversies dominating headlines. Industry insiders suggested that the studio wanted to distance itself from the controversy while also refreshing a series that some critics felt had grown stale. The response from the fans was immediate and the fire's social media platforms it lit up with the hashtags like no Johnny, no pirates and hashtag like no Depp, no pirates, with the supporters arguing that Jack Sparrow was irreplaceable, only reputations damaging Depp's reinstatement garnered hundreds of thousands of signatures, while memes, fan art, and the viral video emphasized that Depp was the heart of the franchise. For many, the idea of the Pirates film without the Depp was not it's just disappointing, but it was unthinkable. Why Depp's Jack Sparrow matters. At the center of the movement in the belief that Depp did not just play a Jack Sparrow, he created him. Early drafts of the scripts involves in the Sparrows as the more conventional swashbuckler, but the Depp's decision to learn into the flamboyance, humor, and the unpredictability give the character its soul. Disney executives were initially baffled by the Depp's choices, with some worrying he was running to the film. Instead, his performance electrified the audiences, earned him an Academy Award nominations, and become the defining features of the series. Without Sparrow, fans argued the franchise became a hollow vessel. The other characters from Will Turner to the Elizabeth Swann may have contributed to the story, but Sparrows was the anchor. The phrase "No Depp, no pirates" is less slogan than a simple equation. Without him, the film lost their dignity. Fuel on the fire, the legal battles, the movement intensified during the Depp's legal disputes in the late 2010s and the early 2020s. His court cases against the British tabloids and against the actress Amber Heard placed in his career under a magnifying glass. In 2020, Depp testified that Disney had already cut ties with him, confirming what fans had feared. Supporters saw his as a betrayal. Many argued that the Disney has abandoned its star prematurely, choosing corporate cautions over the loyalty. The result was a surge of the online activism, with no Depp, no pirates trending during the court earnings. film announcements, and even at the red carpet events unrelated to the depth. By the 2022, the movement had crystallized into the global phenomena, appearing not only on the Twitter but also on the TikTok, Facebook, and the Instagram. The rise of the no depth, no pirates illustrates how digital fan culture now wields real power, unlike the previous year eras when the studio decisions were largely insulated from the public opinion. Today's fans can mobilize globally within minutes. Multiple petitions calling the Depp's reinstatement gathered more than 500,000 signatures collectively. Hashtags like No Depp, No Pirates has trended worldwide several times since 2018, often coinciding with the Disney announcements. Fan-made tributes to the Jack Sparrow, many ending with the slogans, have collectively earned millions of the views on the YouTube and the TikTok. The level of the mobilization creates not only the visibility but also the pressure. Studios know that ignoring such movements risk alienating the loyal fan base. Jerry Bruckheimer, the veteran producer behind the Pirates films, has been a key figure in the debate. Initially tight-lipped about the depth status, he began acknowledging for fan concerns more openly as the movement grew. In the multiple interviews between the 2023 and 2025, Bruckheimer emphasized depth's importance, calling him a friend, a tremendous actor, and the heart of the franchise. His comments often coincide with the fresh bursts of the fan enthusiasm, reinforcing and the sense that movement was being heard. In the 2025, Bruckheimer confirmed that he had spoken with the Depps about returning to the Pirates of the Caribbean. However, he added the caveat: Depps could only consider if the script was right. For fans, this was both a victory and a challenge. Proof that the captain might return, but only under the right conditions. For the Disney, No Depp, No Pirates has created the both problem and the opportunity. One, on the hand, the studio has invested years in in developing the alternative projects, including a planned reboot and the spin-off ones attached to the Margot Robbie. These projects represent attempts to diversify the franchise and ensure its longevity beyond a single star. On the other hand, the sheer volume of the fan pushback has made it clear that the depthless pirates risk commercial disaster. Analysts note that the franchise has earned more than $4.5 billion globally, but much of the success is tied directly to the Depp's performance. The dilemma is clear: pursue a reboot and risk alienating fans on bringing back the Depp and contend with the complications of his past controversies. The No Depp, No Pirates movement also reflects a larger trend in the modern entertainment fan, influencing that the corporate decisions. Comparable movements include campaign to release the Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League and the backlash against the casting choice in the major franchises. In each case, social media has transferred fans from the passive consumers into the active stakeholders. For the Depp supporters, the movement is not just about the one actor, it's about the asserting the audiences should have a voice in the franchise they love. Hollywood insiders are divided on the movement's impact. Some see it as the legitimate force that Disney must rock on, with the pointing to the examples of the fan campaign reshaping projects. Others warn that the certaining too heavily to the fans' demands can stifle creativity and make the studios risk averse. What few despite, however, if the depth's association with the Jack Sparrow is unique as one active fruit in the variety. Recasting the Jack Sparrow would be like recasting the Indiana's Jones. It's not just a role, it's a cultural symbol. At its core, No Depp, No Pirates is about legacy. Both the Depps and the franchises for the Depps returning could serve as a redemption's arc, allowing him to reclaim the role that defined his career. But for the Destiny, bringing him back could restore faith in the franchise that some feared was drift. But the legacy cuts both ways. If Depp is not included, the movement ensures that every new installment will be compared unfavorably to the what come before. Fans have already viewed to the boycott for future films without him, a threat Disney cannot ignore. As of the September 2025, Disney has not announced an official cast of the Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Screenwriting continues with the Bruckheimer confirming that the Depp's potential return remains under the discussion. Meanwhile, No Depp, No Pirates movement shows no signs of the fading. On the fan forums, speculation about the Sparrow's comeback dominates the conversation. At concerts and the public appearances, Depp is greeted with the cheers of the sports, often accompanied by the homemade signs carrying the slogan. The future of the franchise hangs in the balance whether the Disney choose to embrace the depth or push forward without him. The decision will be shaped in no small party by the movement that he kept the Sparrow's legacy alive. The slogan "No Depp, No Pirates" is more than a fan chant. It's a cultural statement. It reflects the loyalty to the performer, resistance to the corporate detachment, and the power of the digital activism in shaping the entertainment. Johnny Depp may or may not return to the role that made him a global icon, but thanks to the movement bearing this sign slogan, on one thing that is certain, his absence will never go unnoticed. For the Disney, the message is clear. Fans don't just want another Pirates of the Caribbean film, they want their captain back as the helm. Until that the decision is made, the Black Pearl remains at the anchor, waiting for its rightful captain to once again say, "Bring me that horizon." So guys, if you find this video as entertaining and interesting, then you have to like the video and also have to subscribe the channel. I wish you very good luck and have a nice day.